guys you're playing at the moment?
You know, right now I think he's doing a great job. You know, KC was out, the first couple of weeks, and so Jacob did a hell of a job stepping in. He's doing a nice job. We're still evaluating right now. We're still in the process, and we'll see how it's going to unfold later.
How much weight has he lost?
He's probably about 250 right now, so I think last year he was at 260 something, so around, I guess 10 pounds or so.
Did you guys tell him he needed to drop that weight to play in this system?
I just think 250 is a good weight for him, as long as he's strong enough and he can handle the point of attack, because you got to be able to run around as a tight end in this system, so I think it's good for him.
How many guys do you want to have ready on the Saturday?
I like to have at least five guys ready.
Did you have five now? Those five?
I don't have the five in order right now. We're still working on it. I would say by this Saturday, I have a great idea exactly where I am.
In terms of practicing in an environment like this tonight, how does that help the players just to see some fans in the stands as they're getting some work in?
You got some puppies out there, so they need some fans in the stand. Need a little music going, make a little noise, make them perform in front of. I'm sure that I'm licking the sand. I see a lot of nice looking girls, so I'm sure it's their girlfriends watching them right there. So it's good for them. I think it's really, really good for them.
What have you seen from Casey since he's been back?
Like this spring. I mean, he's a guy that's he's powerful enough to play on the line, and he's swift enough to play outside. So I'm excited where he is. Conditioning-wise, you got to continue to work at it to get a little bit better, but I think he'll be okay.
Is it tough to build chemistry on the offense?
Say again?
Is it tough to build chemistry on the offense when you're rotating three quarterbacks and you're rotating guys at the tight end spot?
It's tough sometimes, but we got to find the right guy, so we got to do that right now. And once we figure out who those two guys or one guy's going to be, then we'll get that guy more reps. But right now, this is what we got to do.
Coach Muschamp has been talking up Hayden ever since he started spring practice.
Yes.
You watched the film of the game. He made a couple plays last year. What improvement you seen from last year? And it sounds like it's going to play a major role in this offense.
Yeah, being a tight end, I think he was more of a receiver last year, so he's got receiver skills. He can play outside and play receiver, but more importantly, he's gotten better as a blocker. He's more physical at the point of attack, which is really, really good, something we need. Plus, he can get out and play like a receiver. So we're excited because he can run and he's strong.
Obviously, he's pretty old for a sophomore.
He's an old dude.
How much does the age play into it?
It doesn't play a lot as far as us, getting prepared for a game. But me, I've had one or two like that before, and usually those guys, their mindset is a little bit different than an 18, 19-year-old. I think a lot of those guys know what they want. And so they're more mature and they're more focused on what they're trying to get done. Maybe he wants to play in the NFL one day and he knows this is his chance to do it.
One thing Coach Muschamp said about him is the fact that he's probably a lot better athlete than people maybe give him credit for. Obviously, played pro baseball. Now he's playing major college football.
Right.
So how much does that athleticism play into playing this?
It plays a lot because of what our tight ends has to do. I mean, our tight ends are not just stationary guys. I mean, they're all over the place, and you have to be athletic to play tight end in our offense.
How far has his blocking come from when you first switched him over to
Day
that spot?
one, it's come a long way. I mean, you can ask him. He's more physical at the point of attack. The biggest thing is they got to understand the scheme, the concept, and what we're trying to get done, because it's never going to be perfect. I tell them when we're watching film, I can't draw every line that's going to happen. If you understand where we're trying to run and what we're trying to do, then you can make a great battlefield decision. So I think he's at the point where he's making those decisions.
How far along is the running game, especially considering that they're obviously getting a little more involved than they were last year?
I think we're on par right now. I mean, we still have a lot of work to do, like most teams would say at this point, but I think we're on par right now.
How do you like the depth of your tight ends? I know some of these other coaches have talked about several of the tight ends. Do you like where you are in regards to depth?
There's no question, because when you have depth, you have competition. And so when you have competition, guys got to go out there and prove themselves every day. You have to be consistent. So they got to prove themselves every day, be consistent. If they don't, then somebody else is consistent and better, then they're going to move in front of them. So I think it's great.
What if anything has kind of popped with the true freshmen at tight end?
Say it again, please.
What if anything has kind of popped and stood out with those true freshmen that you brought in?
I think we have some talented young men. I think we got some guys that I don't know how many guys will play this year, but for the future, I know we're going to be very excited about having those guys.